Alright, winners round 2. We have Saul versus Mr.T-Spin in the Iron Bracket winners semifinals here. So whoever wins this moves on to the winners finals to secure themselves a spot in the grand finals. Sal's chains here looking noticeably a lot better than Mr. T-Spin's here. Mr. T-Spin's chains do tend to be a little bit more rougher on the eyes and on the building order. But does know how to do the early attacks here, so that is going to be good for him, especially if he can get all these. Mr. Sal over here, though, getting himself a power whatever chain this is, but actually could have gotten himself a +1 if he rotated the red to be below. Could have been an 11 chain instead of a 10 chain, but a 10 chain will still do the trick here, as Mr. T-Spin only gets a 7, and giving Sal the first point into moving on to the winners finals here. But of course, as Schezo says, the day is his, but not the bracket. So that means Mr. Suketoudara can get something here. He just has to lock in here. A lot of the throwaway pieces being put onto Mr. Sal's board here. Still gets the chain, but you really don't want to make a habit of putting all your garbage wheels in one column, because that's gonna just stretch you out in the later rounds here. But Mr. T-Spin says no column left behind and gives Sal a little taste of that. But Sal, of course, retaliates with the 3 chain that Mr. T-Spin is in fact ready to handle. Could have gotten another yellow there in column 5 it seems, but did not get that. But of course, Sal at a noticeable disadvantage here, but definitely not out yet. Can get the win here. Mr. T-Spin's not gonna give it to him easy here. A nasty 4 chain will put Mr. T-Spin on the point, on the board with the 1-1. So both players are pretty much neck and neck right here. But it is the beginning, so anything can go here. A little bit of cookie cutter is going on there, but of course, a little bit of a delay from Mr. T-Spin there gave Sal the chance to just sneak ahead and pull out ahead in the chain department. Let's see, Mr. T-Spin's transition hasn't even been built yet, but Sal is just about ready to attack here. But T-Spin will be the one to initiate the attack, but probably not a great decision, as Sal did get an 8 chain with the transition already ready. So good attempt at slowing down Sal there, but wasn't quite looking at their board or seeing when the right time was to attack or not, and therefore cost them their point. But an all clear start can change everything here. Sal opting to do a main chain, so is Mr. T-Spin, it looks like. Both of them getting just a 1 chain there, so it is going to completely neutralize everything. But Sal over here does need to get some Puyos over there if he wants to reach that transition correctly. And that he does. Gets a power 2 into the 3. And Mr. T-Spin will be eating not 1 but 2 plates of garbage here. Interesting how that all works out. Could be using some purples to get a bigger chain off of that Sal, but looking like Sal has a bigger, grander plan of things. But a 4 chain will beat a 3 chain there, giving Mr. T-Spin another row of garbage to eat here. But did not get to top him out there. Another 2 chain from Sal here. But completely covering up Mr. T-Spin's chain here. Sal is going to be looking for more here. A power 2 will close this show, however. That is not enough garbage to save you. Instantly tie. Oh, no, that's not a tie. That's going to be giving Sal another point, giving it 3-1 instead of 2-2. Okay, still some solid GTR building from both players here. A little bit of throwaway happening on column 6 for Sal. Not the best choice of things to be doing that, but of course, sometimes, like I said, with low level players, they kind of just don't get that, hey, maybe I shouldn't be doing this right now, or there's a better place for this, or I can use this to attack. But of course, cutting off his chain to actually parry all of that, Mr. T-Spin did not see it, just opted to use his yellows. Gotta keep your eyes on that, Mr. T-Spin. You don't want Saul to just know, okay, he's not looking, so I'm attacking. He's just not gonna look at it, because he will use that against you. Alright, round 4. Looking a little bit more cleaner for Saul than it is for Mr. T-Spin over here. But Mr. T-Spin does have a way of structuring his chains and still making it work, though they could be a little bit safer on the transition side of things. That is not going to cut the purples, however, but it might. Oh, nope, never mind. It's going to give him a free 8 chain, and Saul will cut his chain, giving Mr. T-Spin a point on the board. So Mr. T-Spin is notably behind, but he's definitely not out. I've said this 1,000 times already, but it is the truth. Noticeably more favorable GTR for Saul here for the base-wise and transition. So Saul is in a good place to actually set off his chain and be pretty much okay if he actually gets the pieces to do so. Unfortunately did not. So Saul will have to play a little bit of cleanup here. He's going to have to kick that all the way into column 5 though, but didn't have the blue to kind of justify it. So it's going to be taking down a point, giving Mr. T-Spin a 3rd point on the board here. So the gap is closed. Mr. T-Spin just has to tie it up here. Nice use of the greens to not only transition, but to close off any potential color conflicts from column 3. Opting to go a little higher for Saul here. Mr. T-Spin's GTR is looking really incomplete here. Wouldn't be a bad idea to actually just harass him here. But of course, with that decision comes some great eyesight seeing there from Mr. T-Spin. Probably could have looked a little bit closer before you committed to that, or did it a little bit faster. Mr. T-Spin tying it up here, 4-4. Basically a 1st to 3 at this point. So Puyo Tetris 1 free play here, because in that game you can only set it up to 1st to 3 instead of like 1st to 100 in this game, which I have done before and enjoy and would down to be doing more, but have my own problems to deal with, such as family matters. I also realized that the nurse is supposed to be coming in tomorrow, so I'm going to be asleep during that probably. Okay, a little bit of a chain battle here. Is an 8. Is that going to be enough for Mr. Saul over here? Not quite. Mr. T-Spin was literally 1 link off to countering all that. That's going to put Saul 5-4, 2 points ahead of. That's not 2 points ahead, but two more points for Saul here. So opting to do GTR. Saul separating his colors a little bit more earlier than usual. And by usual, I mean usually you want to keep your colors a little more together and not throw away your pieces like he's doing right now in column 6. Not a good look for you, champ. But of course, I'm not the one playing right now, so can't give you too much for it. Often just throw his pieces away here, but not really finding much places to really compensate for such a thing. That is going to cut if he doesn't clear those, which he did. It's going to give him a 3 chain. Mr. T-Spin a little bit too slow to catch that there. Could have popped those a lot sooner and got his piece out in the next turn. Okay, match point for Saul. Mr. T-Spin can't come back here. He did tie it up 4-4, so we could be seeing a comeback here, or a reverse sweep in the winners finals, by the way. could be anyone's game right here. I can honestly see it going any other way. Or sorry, either way. T-Spin's chain looking a little bit incomplete there. Saul's chain looking mighty 7 chain here. I lied, as an 8 chain. Oh, is that gonna be enough to stop Saul's chain though, Mr. T-Spin? We're gonna find out here. If it's not, this will be a loss. Which it is. So Saul moves on to the winners finals, and we'll be seeing Mr. T-Spin down the losers bracket, but I think we have faith in him to at least come back to the losers finals, so we will see what happens.